Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show y'all a little bit of a grocery haul and kind of what I do for a typical meal prep for a busy work week. I've got everything laid out here. I tried to group them into meal categories and basically what I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then just some snacks and things to kind of fill in some holes throughout the day. But first I just wanted to start off with, I get a lot of questions about what I eat, what kind of diet I follow, whether to maintain or build muscle or when I'm in a cut. And basically the answer to that is I eat whatever I want. I follow what's called flexible dieting, or what a lot of people know of as if it fits your macros. Now, I don't really like to name it or call it if it fits your macros because I feel like if it fits your macros phrase kind of has like a bad stigma about that type of dieting or food approach, because there is a lot of people that kind of abuse the concept of if it fits your macros. They basically just eat whatever, no matter what it is, no matter what the nutritional value is, just as long as it fits their numbers. I prefer flexible dieting, meaning that yes, I do eat whatever I want as long as it fits within my macros, whatever my goals are for that particular phase, or whatever my current, fitness goal is, whether I'm trying to gain weight or I'm trying to maintain or whether I'm trying to cut. But I eat whatever I want and I stay within my numbers, but I'm a firm believer of eating some good, like wholesome, nutritional packed foods. I don't believe in eating everything that's packaged or processed or anything like that. I am a firm believer in the basics of food, getting whole vegetables and fruits and complete proteins and simple, basic, carb sources. But I also know that not everybody can stick to such 100% clean eating, if you will, regimen. And so that's where a lot of the psychological part plays into flexible dieting, and kind of leading into the other way of how I explain how I eat is I eat by the 80-20% rule. So basically that means that 80% I try to eat like whole food items, and then the other like 10 to 20% maybe packaged or processed or just like fun foods or treats. That's how I prefer to approach it. And now this is talking about my everyday lifestyle. I'm not talking about any type of contest prep or anything that I'm doing, whether it's powerlifting or bikini prep. This is how I eat every day, all year round. Now, going along with flexible dieting, that being said, I do track my macros. So I use an app called MyFitnessPal. That's how I track my macros. I set up my goals. I make sure I'm hitting those particular numbers every day. Again, going back to if I'm not in contest prep, I don't guilt myself or feel shame if I don't hit those numbers or I don't track every single day. I have been more intentional about it lately, but for the most part, I just kind of loosely track. I do a lot of intuitive eating. I've been doing this for so long, I can pretty much eyeball how much of a portion I'm eating and what makes up the macro contents of that. So if I don't feel like being diligent and, tracking my macros every day, I don't have to. I know I'm still reaching my goals for the most part. But I have been wanting to be a little bit better and a little bit more intentional with my nutrition, because we are moving into the spring and summer parts here in Alabama. And I would like to lose a few pounds and just kind of tighten up some, but also my goal is always to maintain and or build muscle while keeping just a well-rounded, physique, but also keeping my strength up. So a lot of these food items and meals I'm showing you today is just an idea of how I eat and also how I prepare for a busy work week. Now, in the past, if you've been watching me for a long time, I used to be an avid meal prepper, meaning that every Sunday I would go to the grocery store and I would meal prep at least 5, sometimes even up to 7 days worth of meals. I would cook everything, to go ahead and divide it all up into different Tupperwares, and I would eat those exact foods that I prepped for 5 to 6 to 7 days straight. That was back when I followed more of like a meal plan, but now again, I'm more of a flexible dieter. I don't restrict myself to those type of plans anymore. However, I do still plan my meals for the week, because again, that keeps me accountable. It helps me stay ahead and prepared and plan for the work week. So when the busy work week gets going, and between work and going to the gym and coming home, and you don't have to worry about trying to decide what I'm going to eat for the day, trying to look through your cabinet or refrigerator, okay, what can I eat that's going to fit my macros? I like to go ahead and plan out my meals for the week, and I stick to those meals for the most part. And if I get sick of something, you know, I'll change it up here and there, because again, that's what flexible dieting is great for, is you can swap out foods here and there if you get sick of a certain type of meal, or even, you know, you run out of your foods during the week. And that's the beauty of flexible dieting. But I am a very structured person, so I do like to have my meals planned out. And so that's why I wanted to show you what I'm doing right here. I'm gonna try to start with like breakfast and move on down throughout the day. So even starting with my coffee. So lately I've been enjoying getting just whole bean coffee. I try different brands. I don't have a particular brand I like to stick with, but lately I've been doing the whole bean coffee and actually grinding up my coffee fresh in the morning. I do think it makes a huge difference in the taste of your coffee, so I've really been enjoying that. And as far as creamers, I swap around as well on that. I use anywhere from sugar-free creamers to just whole creamers. And yes, I do track those in my coffee, and I try to stick to the serving size of what's suggested, because definitely with coffee creamers, people go way overboard when you're using your coffee creamers. Moving on to the rest of breakfast. For my protein staples, I almost always have some sort of egg product. So whether it's liquid egg whites that I do use a lot of, or I love whole eggs. I almost always have 1 to 2 whole eggs every morning. I prefer to have just whole cage-free brown eggs. I do believe they taste a lot better. I don't do it for the whole hype of like, oh, they're natural, they're organic, they're cage-free. But really and truly, the brown eggs taste different than the white eggs. I just think they have a better taste. There are a little bit more nutrients in brown eggs as well, so that's why I spend a little bit more money to get the brown eggs. I love boiled eggs. I've always loved boiled eggs since I was a little girl, so a lot of times I'll just boil 1 to 2 eggs and I'll have it in conjunction with my egg whites or some other, like a protein waffle or pancake or something like that. But for this week, I bought the Better Oats Steel Cut 10 grams of protein per packet. These are really good. They are already flavored in the maple and brown sugar packets. They are 2.5 grams of fat, 28 grams of carbs, and 10 protein. So a good amount of protein packed into a little pack of oatmeal. And sometimes I'll actually add 1 egg white into my protein packet and mix it up. It just kind of beefs up the oatmeal, adds a little bit more protein obviously into the oatmeal, and it gives just kind of like a creamier consistency that I like. Moving on down to like a snack. I've always loved these grapefruit cups. These are the no sugar added by Del Monte, the red grapefruit cups. These are perfect. They're 0 fat, 1 gram of protein, and only 15 carbs. But to me, this is the perfect portion. At Kroger, they always have them for 10 for $10, so they're $1 each. Yes, you are paying a little bit more money for convenience, but honestly, if I can avoid buying a whole bunch of grapefruits and having to cut them up and slice the individual wedges out of every single one, I'll go ahead and take this. These are delicious. The no sugar added are very sweet on their own, so these are my favorite. I like to have these on hand. These are one of my top fruit choices. I don't really eat a whole lot of fruit. I just don't. No particular reason, I just don't. But I do love me some grapefruit. And then another great snack option is I love string cheese, especially the light version. You can get a lot of protein out of some string cheese. So for this one, this is by the Cheeseheads. This one's actually on sale. I get Kroger's brand, I get the Sargento brand, I get Cheeseheads, any brand. I mean, just as long as the nutritionals and the macros are pretty consistent across the board compared to other brands. For 1 stick is 2.5 grams of fat, 1 carb, and 6 protein. If you wanted to have 2, which a lot of times I do have 2 sticks, that's 12 grams of protein right here just in a cheese stick, which I think is great. An easy snack to get in some good protein is, I share these all the time, but I love the Premier Protein pre-made protein shakes. I am a Legionnaire or an affiliate with First Form Supplements, and I love all First Form supplements, including their protein powders. However, when I'm on the go or I'm busy at work or just in general, I prefer to have just a prepackaged protein so I can just pop it in the refrigerator, drink it, and throw it away. I don't have to worry about a shaker cup or mixing it with water or anything like that. These are just easy and convenient. They're 30 grams of protein, 3 fat, and 5 grams. They have a great ingredient profile with added vitamins in there. So this is just my preferred prepackaged protein to get. And these are just my go-to during a busy work week. And then moving on to one of the lunch options that I am planning on doing, I got some organic chicken breast. Now, chicken breast I am a little picky on. I will spend a little extra money on my chicken breast, so a lot of times I will get the organic brand just because they look better and they taste better. I really look for like the right coloring and the right cut of a chicken breast, and just to see if they just look healthy. Just for a 3-pack of these was $8.28, so it is a little more expensive, but I'm willing to pay that if I'm going to be prepping these for days on end, and I want my chicken to be really good and hearty and tastes good. Got some jasmine rice. I've got some shelled edamame, or I'm not even trying to say that, but I got some shelled edamame, which are just shelled soybeans. And I also got some green onions and some sweet chili sauce. So basically what I'm wanting to make is a chili styled chicken breast. I'll probably cook the chicken breast in my air fryer because I love all things air fried. And doing a rice and edamame and green onion stir fry with a little bit of soy sauce in there, mixing it up together. I actually got that idea from one of my home chef meals that I cooked the other night for Cody and I, and it was delicious and it was super easy. So I thought, why not just make this again, but go buy the ingredients myself without buying the home chef kit, of course. So that's what I did with this. I'm excited to make that. So usually chicken and ground beef and eggs are my top protein sources, and so I eat a lot of ground beef. And so one of the recipes that I'm wanting to make is something I made a couple weeks ago, is basically just like a taco salad. So I've got some ground beef that I'll cook up and season up with some taco seasoning, and then I also got some shredded lettuce, just some shredded iceberg lettuce. There's really no nutritional value for this other than making into a salad and just kind of giving some volume to your meal. So I bought some shredded lettuce with that. Then I have a fresh jalapeno, which I will cook with my ground beef, and a little bit of garlic just to add some more flavor to it. Then I got some fresh cilantro. I love cilantro. I can literally put cilantro on everything, but I bought some fresh cilantro to put on top of the meal. I bought these the other week. This is the Holy Guacamole. They are the chunky minis. This is in a medium heat, but these are really good. The reason why I buy these, I know it's better to buy whole avocados, but I have found in the past when I've done that, my avocados are either they're not ripe enough or they go bad too easily. And I don't usually eat a whole avocado in one setting, and so obviously I would usually save half of it and leave it in the refrigerator or whatnot, and then it would still always go brown even if I did lemon juice or left the pit in it, whatever, all these things that say, hey, this prevents it from going brown. It's just not the same. I just find that I end up wasting produce like that. So something easy and convenient like this is what I like to buy. So typically I'll just use half of this for one serving of the meal. And then my favorite sauces I've been loving drizzling on top of that is this green salsa by this brand. This is a really good, flavorful, and got a little spice to it green salsa. I like to drizzle this on top. And then also some good old Taco Bell hot sauce. You can't beat it. The Taco Bell hot sauce is actually zero everything. There's no fat, no carb, no protein. Obviously that's in 1 teaspoon. So if you use way more than that, potentially, yes, you are increasing your calories on it. This one has really good nutritionals on it as well. It's less than 1 gram for a tablespoon. I usually use 2 tablespoons of this because it's so good and flavorful. So I usually put that on top of my little taco salad, and it's delicious. I've been loving that combination lately. Usually I'll have this as like a midday snack or at the end of the day, and sometimes I'll add some strawberries or some fresh fruit to it. I love the Dannon Light and Fit Greek yogurt, the 80 calorie cups. This is my favorite Greek yogurt that's out there. I've tried all brands. I know some people have suggested to me like the Carb Master one. I prefer this for not only for texture and flavor, for the type of macros I'm looking for. It's 0 fat, it's only 9 carbs and 12 grams of protein. For that macro profile, I think it's great for the taste and texture that you get, and there's tons and tons of flavors that they have. It's just a great ingredient profile. This is my favorite Greek yogurt to use, and so I'll use this a lot to kind of round off or top off my protein goal for the day. Sometimes I'll add fresh fruit to it, or little chocolate morsels, or some granola. That's delicious. I love that. So again, as I mentioned, I used to meal prep back in the day, 1 day a week, which was typically Sunday. Now I do it about 1 or twice a day. So what I do is I cook up the bulk of my proteins and most of my carb sources, and sometimes I'll go ahead and like meal prep a couple of meals. So if I have like a 3 or 4 day work stretch coming up, I'll just go ahead and prep meals for that time frame for when I'm going to work. But I still have bulk items in the fridge. I don't have already made up meals all the time, because sometimes, again, since I do follow flexible dieting, I will sometimes take a little bit of chicken, but maybe I'll mix it, instead of with rice this time, I'll mix it with some roasted potatoes or something instead. I prefer to have options, but basically I am still meal prepping. I'm still planning out my meals. I've got some staple items ready to go for the week, and it helps me stay accountable. It helps me stay on track. It helps take the deciding factor out of it. So with my job, I don't get a lunch break, and a lot lot of times I have to force myself to eat because I'm so busy going 90 to nothing all day long from opening to close essentially. You just don't have time to eat. And again, we're not given lunch breaks or any type of break, so you just have to eat as you go. So that means I am counseling patients, I'm answering phone calls, I'm taking doctor phone calls, I am verifying prescriptions, I'm running around in between each bite. So I try to plan meals that are gonna be easy for me to eat at work, that don't have so many moving parts or so many components, or where I have to use a lot of my hands. I can just literally use a tool like a fork or a spoon to actually eat it, or again, just drink something really quick. So I like to have easy options, easy and convenient options for work. That's really important to me. And still having the nutritional values that I'm looking for in a meal. And you're probably wondering, I don't have like a whole lot of vegetable or fruit options in here, and that's mainly because, speaking in terms of the vegetables, is because again, I'm not at home very often because of my work schedule, and I prefer to eat vegetables freshly cooked. Because if you've ever meal prepped before and you've tried to meal prep vegetables days in advance, there's not a lot of vegetables out there that hold up well in the refrigerator after you've already prepped them, put them into a meal. They kind of get like weird and all wilty and slimy, and they lose their texture, and they're just not that fun to eat. And like for a lot of people, vegetables aren't that fun to eat anyways. You know, if they've gotten all weird in the refrigerator, probably you might end up skipping on those. So if I can, if I'm at home, I will cook my vegetables fresh, but a lot of times I choose options that are pretty easy. Like for example, I'm adding these into my rice and chicken mixture, and honestly, that's really my only whole vegetable that I am having. However, now since I don't physically eat my true serving of daily vegetables and fruits, I do get them in my supplements that I take from First Form. I take both the Opti Reds and the Opti Greens here. I mix that every morning in my morning concoction drink that I have. This is giving me my daily serving of fruits and vegetables in a supplement form, in a way more concentrated powder than if I was to eat vegetables and fruits all day long. So I have high confidence in my nutritional choices because I am getting my micronutrients from my powders that I take from First Form. So I may not always get it in my actual physical diet, but I definitely get it through my supplements through First Form that are tried and true. I just recently added in the Opti Reds. I've been loving it, but I have been using the Opti Greens for years. So if you're looking for a really good greens powder, I highly recommend First Form. You should definitely check them out. That is basically my grocery haul and the gist of the meal prep that I am doing today. It's a moderate to high fat, moderate to high carb, and a very high protein diet that I do follow. And this is what helps me not only get fueled to go through my work week, but also through my workouts. And I actually enjoy what I'm eating. And I don't have the restriction of trying to stick to like the newest fad diet out there, or something that's just not sustainable for me. I eat like this year round, and it makes me happy. I don't have crazy cravings or anything like that. And it helps me reach my goals, and that's what's really important to me. So I hope you found this video helpful and you got some good ideas, and just kind of an idea of like what I do in terms of how I eat and how I prepare to get through the busy work week. However, I am on the search for a good high protein snack option. I'm kind of hit a plateau. I'm kind of running out of some ideas. So let me know in the comment section down below if you have some good high protein snack ideas that you really enjoy, and I would love to try them out because I need some help in that department. So anyways, I'm gonna start putting all this up and start meal prepping and getting ready for the rest of the work week. So thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye y'all.